All right. Good morning, guys. All right, so to be honest, this morning's not that good. It's kind of a low volume, kind of slow morning to be all honestly. In all honesty, just kind of slow, not too much moving right now. Good morning, Missouri. What's up, brother? What's up, Sonic? Precious. Good morning, brother. Skynet. Yeah, Skynet. Yeah, man, the channel's growing, brother. The channel's going. Yeah, that's about what time it is here, Precious. It's 7:53 now, where I live. Good morning, Seven. Mitch, what's up, brother? All right, Mitch. Hey, brother, I'm gonna call you on Skype if that's cool. Let me know if you want to be on the stream, brother. Here, let me go ahead and call you. Good morning, Abdul. Fire Ant. Good morning.
What's going on, John?
What's up, brother? What's up, man?
What's going on, man? Let's do this.
Hold on 1 second, man. Hold on.
Go ahead.
All right. Gotta get you all set up, brother. All right. Yeah, man. All right, hold on. Let me test this out. All right, say something.
All right, all right. Good morning, guys.
Everybody, let me know. Let me know how the volume is with Mitch. Let me know how Mitch sounds. Good morning, Tiny. Good morning, Sense. So I tried to figure out if there was a mobile app yesterday for TEFs. They have a downloadable app for TEFs, TEFS. But when I tried to hook my account up with it, it said go to settings in my TEFs account, and there is no settings that I can see. And I have to like enter in some type of number, but I couldn't find any settings. The only thing close is like network preferences, and it just shows me this. So I don't, you know, I don't know how to get it to work. There is a TEFs downloadable app, but I haven't found out how to use it yet, really.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to go ahead and email TradeNet and see if they can at least fill us in on how we can get that.
Right, for sure. All right, so let's look at some of the stuff that's moving. A&W, the biggest watch, although it's not tradable on TradeNet. I'm gonna have to watch some of these other ones. Gonna kind of keep an eye on a few of these, but A&W RGSE is another one I'm watching. I can trade this one. I'm bummed out that TradeNet hasn't added A&W yet.
Yeah, disappointing for sure, man. Definitely the top watch for me also, but
Yeah,
can't do nothing about that. Just
yeah,
gotta let it go and see if they let us trade it during the day. They might put it on.
yeah. Sometimes they add it later on in the day, so we'll cross our fingers for that.
Yeah, especially with 38 million.
Right,
They have to eventually get it to us, but it might be tomorrow. They
right,
like to do that sometimes.
yeah. All right, so still kind of looking at a few of these. There's not too many I really like, to be honest, right now. There's CCCR, there's Tops if you're into Tops. I don't think I can trade Tops either. But a lot of these I can't trade, which is kind of a bummer. But there's Tops, A&W, RGSE. What else? Um,
Thank you, Karen. We appreciate that super chat donation
oh, I got
there.
a super chat. I'm sorry I can't see it. Appreciate it, Karen. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Appreciate the $2 super chat. It really means a lot. Really appreciate it, Karen. I gotta make it. I don't know what happened. Let me see. What am I doing wrong here? I can't hear it. Usually the sound is fine. I'm just gonna turn you up a little bit, Mitch, and I think I turned the desktop volume down some.
No stress, no stress.
But yeah, I really appreciate that, Kieran. That's awesome. Nice, Eric. Nice, brother. Yeah, I'm watching B-Box as well.
Yeah. One of the stocks that I'm watching is gonna be Able. Able had a little run yesterday, actually. Went up there to $10. It was just more of a test from old supports, and so went up there and tested up there at $10. But can't get above 9 today is what will really interest me.
AV, what is it? Which one are you looking?
Able, ABIL.
Oh. All right. I'm also bummed out. Look at BBOX. It's not tradable either, so nothing's really tradable today. A day like this hasn't really come along in a long time. Usually there's at least a few that are tradable, but today I'm not seeing anything I really like that's tradable. The only thing is RGSC, and it's a 60-cent stock, and so I can't really short it.
Check out this stock, HUYA. It's a little bit more pricey, but I feel like the daily chart's looking good and looking like it could break that support.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. See if it drops under this 28.50 level.
Yeah, it's tradable, so it's one of these stocks that I'm just going to keep an eye on. I would have to see a really nice wash on the open, and then we'll look for that VWAP fade. But I expect, as I see the 1 minute, this is kind of more of a, it's already done kind of a VWAP fade. So what I would expect is a test of the resistance. So going up all the way to the resistance at the open, shooting up really hard, probably near that $30 range, and then fading away for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I mean, another one we can also trade is DFBG. You know, it's not moving that much. It's actually gapping down 3 cents. It did have a big move, and it's still up from $2 and something. It's up from $2.91 to $4.83, and so it could potentially wash today as well. And so that's probably another one I'm gonna watch is DFBG, just because a lot of times these big gapper stocks, these big gapping stocks, a lot of times they quietly fail the next day and nobody really pays attention to it. And so I'm watching that one for sure as well. All right, so let's see how many of these are tradable on my list today. First one is RGSE. It's tradable. HUYA is tradable, but those are ones I've added. ANW is not, unfortunately. TOPS is not. BBOX is not. So kind of a rough morning for TradeNet. What else is on my watch list? CCCR is not. TOPS, I think I went over, is not. DRIP is, so that's good. GALT, they removed GALT as well. Oh, I don't know if they ever had GELT. And then I'm watching UVXY. It's an ETF. So about half of my watch list, but the ones I really want to trade aren't there, unfortunately. And so I'm just going to have to watch. A lot of times some of these shipping sympathy plays will come into, will look good. So watching SHIP, watching DRYS maybe. Hopefully we get a few other stuff that starts to move. Good morning, York. What's up, brother? I'm trying to build a $50 account on Webull. Not bad so far. Yeah, it's really not too bad. Actually, I like Webull. Still got to get some more trades on it. I haven't really had time with the holiday and stuff like that, but still got to try to do that.
With Webull, one of the cool things is that you could trade pre-market. Next time there's a really, really big mover, I say you really get here in the early morning hours and you try to maybe get a good position, because I've seen a lot of times when we do get those big runners, it usually fades in the afternoon, and then the next morning we usually sometimes just break that resistance early in the 8 o'clock time, and then it usually runs for a little bit and kind of slows down at 9 a.m. as all the traders are just getting there.
Right.
So if you can get a good position, even with the smallest share size, and next thing you know you're up near like $1 near the open, then you can really go ahead and maybe add a little bit more and try to take a quick profit.
Right.
Just an idea with Webull.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, that's a good idea. I haven't traded that much in pre-market and after hours, so I'm not super experienced with it, but it seems like a good idea. Like the other day.
Yeah. Like, it's the bid thing. You gotta remember the spread thing. You're gonna have to buy on the ask, and you're gonna have to sell on the bid. So if you're going long, and if you're going short, you're gonna have to do the opposite. So that immediately changes it a little bit. You have to really be smaller. Then so like if it does spike the other way, you just take it off.
Right. That makes sense.
It's almost like swing trading.
Right, it kind of is in a way, like trading. I mean, it's technically getting in and out of the same day, but it's very similar to swing trading and like riding the gap up, taking advantage of a pop at the open possibly, and or a drop at the open, either one. A lot of times the big gappers may have a small pop at the open, but then they end up failing.
I'm also gonna be watching PED if we can fail today. That $2. It's been hanging
Okay,
out, but I'll keep that one on watch.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, honestly, this morning's not that great. A and W ended up tanking all the way back down. It's technically gapping down now. So that's interesting. Unfortunately, like I said, I can't trade it. I thought TradeNet may add this one since it was like the biggest mover yesterday, but not quite yet. So probably the biggest one I'm really watching is DFBG, looking for a wash under 450, getting rejected at that VWAP and just starting to head back down to this 290 level before it got pumped up. I'll look up the news on some of these stocks. A lot of them are still moving decent. And so I'm still watching like TOPS and BBOX, but I can't trade them, unfortunately. So I'll start going over the news. Keeping an eye on Seadrill as well. It's been moving a decent amount every day since it's up. It's not really gapping, but it's been moving.
All right, one I'll keep on the watch list is also gonna be GEMP. You see the daily range is still pretty nice, and the chart still has it really bearish, but it's been gapping up, and essentially I think what it is it's just been fighting the shorts. Eventually it's probably gonna crash down.
Yeah, I mean, it's holding those gains for the most part. It's still up from 5 at
Yeah,
860 now.
that gap down back in 8.4 August 4th, around there. That's gonna be the real key level.
August. Oh, yeah, look at that huge gap.
That's what it's trying to get above, but it hasn't really made that move above it, at least stayed above it.
Yeah, it seems to have a lot of support or a lot of resistance at, what is that, 1150 is where all that resistance is, right around 1150. So we'll watch that as well. All right, so let me go over the news for some of these. The first one I'm looking at is DF or A&W, and then I'm going to look at the shipping stocks like TOPS. All right, so A&W had something came out yesterday on it, and it's just up on that momentum from yesterday. Let's see if I can find why it's up. All right, so yeah, it's up on a financing agreement. Let's see, A&W. Yeah, the company said Energy Group Limited and its affiliates ultimately signed an agreement to provide $1 billion in trade finance facility. They did that to support the AGAN's existing U.S. and global revolving credit facilities, and so financing agreement with A&W is why it's been moving a lot. And I mean, it's up from 70 cents yesterday in pre-market, so still up a huge amount. I don't know how I feel about it. I usually like shorting these overextended stocks, but this one's kind of come all the way back down, and now it's actually gapping down. And so we'll see where this one heads. Another one I'm looking at is RGSE. That's in the top left monitor on my screen. Let's see if I can figure out what it's doing. The company said that Powerhouse 3.0 solar shingle system ultimately passed the UL tests for a Class A fire. The Class A fire, the UL test for Class A fire is the highest fire rating available, and so they did pass that test. And now the solar tests are the only tests remaining towards UL 1703 certification. And so basically good results, and they passed the UL tests for RGSE, and it's up to 60 cents now. And it may not seem like much, it's only up 7 cents from where it closed at 53, but that's a huge percentage move, to be honest, from 53 to 60 for a 60-cent stock. That's a really big percentage move. It's like I don't know, my math might be off. 14% move. So really big move here for RGSE. Another one I'm looking at is DFBG. Obviously, I'm pretty sure DFBG is just up on technicals. I can look at it just to be safe, but gonna move on to BBOX and TOPS. Yeah, it's just up on technicals from yesterday. Looking at TOPS here, if you can trade these, TOPS and BBOX are gapping up nicely so far. TOPS is up 20 cents, but it's only a $1.10 stock, so that's a big percentage move as well.
Yeah, another shipper is DCIX.
That one used to be the alpha stock, the alpha shipper. It's gone up. It's gone parabolic before as well. All right, so yeah, TOPS announced financing for new building vessel, which was a 5-year time charter with Cargill International. Yeah, it entered into a sale and leaseback agreement and a 5-year time charter with Cargill International. So they basically signed a deal with Cargill International for TOPS. That's causing it to gap up. Also looking at BBOX here. BBOX gapping up really nicely here from 95 cents to 175. Really big percentage move. Kind of bummed out I can't trade it. Looking to short the heck out of it, but unfortunately it's not tradable. Kind of one of those rough mornings, honestly. All right, so BBOX is up a huge amount because of a potential $300 million deal over the next 5 to 10 years with, they didn't identify the company, but it was a very well-known social media company. The company said its commercial services unit. It won a U.S. database infrastructure and connectivity project after many years of data center work in Europe. And yeah, it's working with one of the most well-known social media companies, but they didn't disclose who, and so we can only speculate. Maybe Facebook, maybe Twitter, maybe YouTube, who knows? But that's ultimately why BBOX is up. We'll see. I'm curious why they didn't disclose it. I guess they wanted to remain anonymous. Let's see, what else am I watching? HUYA. Keep an eye on that. And that's basically it. I mean, there's not really any huge gappers that I can trade today. And so I'm just going to have to watch some of these other ones, see if they have a second day move, like DBFG is probably the one I'm most interested in. Not really any news for HUYA. So yeah, if you guys see anything else, let me know. Still kind of keeping my eye on stuff, but right now, kind of slow here. I'm sure we'll get some movers at the open. CCCR, I guess I can look at CCCR. It had a big day yesterday as well. So yeah, CCCR signed a deal to acquire Lemon Green. Let me see what that is. Yeah, it announced a non-binding letter of intent to buy Lemon Green, which owns indirectly an auto finance service specialist. So they signed a deal for an acquisition for CCCR. So we'll see where it goes today. I don't think I could trade this one either. Today's just really rough. Most days aren't like this on TradeNet, but every now and then you just get a really bad day that you can't really trade much. Alright, so that's basically it. Let me catch back up on the chat. I haven't been paying attention to it. Let me see. Sorrel, PTIE. MOSY 7. Not too bad, not too bad. Let's see. IDIS. Yeah, I was watching ITOS. I can't trade this one either. Today's just a really rough day for trading that, in all honesty. PGNX is a good swing. You said 7. DRRX as well. Watching some of these. They don't look too bad. Mitch, what is that noise, brothers? Somebody cutting your grass, man?
Yeah, outside, bro. I'm gonna go stab him right now. Like, come on, bro. Like right now, like you kidding me?
Yeah, I
The
can
whole
hear it.
neighborhood, they do the whole neighborhood, and they want to do it right now, right in front of my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm watching DRYS as well. It's a shipping stock. Up on sympathy.
I'm gonna lower my mic.
Yeah, no worries, KCMA. What's up, Joshua? What's up, brother? Good morning, Tani and NYC. CVSI. Yeah, CVSI had a nice little push. It's an OTC stock, unfortunately, so I can't trade it. PTIE. Yeah, not too bad. Sorrel. I like PTIE better. I don't think I can trade it, though. No, I can trade it. Yeah, I'll probably watch PTIE. It needs to pick up some more volume, though. Still pretty low volume. What's up, Juan? Good morning, brother. APRN. Yeah, APRN doesn't look too bad. Previously, this one wasn't tradable, even though this one has really good volume and it kind of stays with it. Yeah, they still haven't added APRN. One thing I remember APRN was the failed IPO. This was a relatively recent IPO all the way back to 717, I guess. And I just remember it failing. You could see it started off at 884 with its IPO, and then it just dropped down to $1.72. What's up, Tom? Good morning, brother. I've been doing pretty well lately, Tom. The last 2 weeks before this week were really good. This week has been a little bit worse, but the last 2 weeks prior to this were green weeks. I do both. Simplify. Sometimes I scalp. Sometimes I hold for, 30 minutes, an hour or so. It just depends on how comfortable I am in the trade. Yeah, appreciate it, Tom. Yeah, nice to hit that goal, brother. What's up, Marquise? Good morning, bro. Do I think SAEX can recover? Probably not. I'm guessing it's going to come down to 126, but who knows? I think it'll probably spike. Everything I'm saying right now is just my opinion, not liable for any losses anybody takes. I always got to say that just for liability reasons. Not an investment professional, not giving investment advice for profit or anything like that. I just want to say that for liability reasons. I think it'll probably spike again sometime. You can see it spikes every few days or every few weeks or so. And so I think it'll probably spike again. I don't know if it'll get up to 369. We'll see. But it looks somewhat interesting. It looks like a good short if it does spike because every time it spikes, it comes back down. I appreciate the sub, Gary. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. Nice, Sean. Good to hear, brother. Good to hear. James, my watch list is pretty small today. This is my watch list right here. What's up, Frank? Good morning, brother. right now.
Okay,
All right,
what you gotta do?
there we go. All right, what's up, Simplify? I would like to start scalping as well, but I have a doubt. In Forex, we have the spread of some pips in those stocks. Are you looking at, is there some kind of spread? Yeah, there's always at least, a penny spread for the most part. Sometimes the spread's getting worse depending on how low the float is and what the volume is like. If the stock is a higher float, usually the spread's only like a penny. But if the stock has a low float and the volume's not there, then, usually the spread can be substantially bigger, like 50 cents, to be, like at the worst, 50 cents or so. What's up, Fizzle? Good morning. What's my price range? I don't really have a price range. I watch anything that moves. Watch Billy and what was the other one? Yeah, kind of like Billy. Nice little VWAP projections yesterday. I wish I would have seen. IQ. Yeah, I'll for sure watch Billy though. Looks good. Appreciate it. Yeah, and IQ. Appreciate those. Those are a few I can add to my watch list. Mitch, you are loud, brother. It looks like you're typing to save the world over there, man.
Oh man, my type. Hey, at least I got some good fast typing.
Hey, dude,
man.
you got some skills in typing. I can hear it, bro. I can hear it.
Oh yeah, when I want to, I could just rip.
Right, for sure. Good morning, the best. Good morning, Sean. What's up, guys? Show us how the real traders get down. Kitty, I'm ready. Fizzle. Let's do it.
Definitely one of those days we just gotta wait at the open, see where the momentum really is
Yeah,
for the
for sure.
day,
Yeah,
and
I
try
don't.
to just find the best possibility.
Yeah, man, it's just slow. Sorry, the other day I was listening to the stream we had from I think it was Tuesday, and I realized I like cut you off, Mitch. So I apologize about that.
You're good, bro.
Yeah.
No worries. It's gonna happen. We're both on. It's gonna happen. We just gotta stay focused, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, I'm used to just running the stream by myself, and so I'm not used to having anybody else talk. So in advance, I apologize if I do cut you off. I don't mean to.
Yeah, same here, man.
Yeah, no worries, bro.
It's a bad habit sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. Especially in the market, I feel like I just have so much to say.
Hey, man, continue. I'm
Archon. Yeah. Archon, GBR, PED, Cole. All right, let's check those out.
Yeah, let's check out some of the ones.
Not enough volume on RCON. I watch GBR. GBR is on my other monitor. And PED. I think Mitch brought up PED earlier. It looks okay.
Yeah, PED is one on watch. Trying to check out another one.
Like I said, a lot of times DFBG, like stocks like DFBG, like they'll run up a huge amount. Like this one ran up to almost 7. And then a lot of times the second day, everybody kind of forgets about them. But a lot of times the second day, they'll just kind of wash out and they'll just continue to fall. And so that's kind of what I'm keeping an eye on with DFBG. See if it can kind of, fall down, come down some.
Man. You know, it's an interesting stock. It's just more of a bigger stock, not really a daily play, but it's crazy how much it's moved. Is Twitter. And at the end of the day, I think that this all has to do with our lovely president.
Yeah.
He
I mean,
keeps
Twitter
up, man.
Twitter, like I've noticed Twitter does move a lot for a higher float stock. Like wow, it's up to 45. I was watching this and I swear when I saw this thing in a few months ago, it was at like 13 or 14.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, right, when I
fading.
Right. Well, when I saw that, I remember sitting there mentally being like, I use Twitter to like talk about stocks. This might be a good like investment, like a good buy. Like just kind of the fundamental investor was kind of like $14 for Twitter. That seems a little bit low. Maybe I should buy. And now it's up to 45. And so, I've never really fundamentally invested in anything, but I did kind of have that idea pop up a few months ago.
That's catalyst, man. Just use that catalyst. You found that catalyst. Just use
right.
it. I thought the catalyst really was our lovely president becoming president, and he doesn't use anything other than Twitter to communicate with us. So,
Yeah.
with that being said, a whole bunch of people got Twitter just to watch what Mr. Trump has to say.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not touching on politics. I try to keep
Oh yeah.
politics out of it, but I,
Oh
I,
yeah.
I
No,
agree,
nothing,
though.
nothing for the politics. Just more along just seeing that there's definitely some kind of investment that was placed within there because for it to be from 14 to 45, that's huge in the
Oh, for sure.
capitalization of the stock. Like that's completely two different worlds.
Yeah, it's a crazy move, for sure. That's up, like, what is that? 15, 30, 45. That's up like 300%.
Yeah,
Almost 300. Not quite 300%, but almost.
when investors at one point were saying that Twitter was gone.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying it was failing, but I don't think it is. Like, I think Twitter will always have use. Like, I think a lot of times, like, celebrities will use Twitter, and you know, like the president uses Twitter, and like a bunch of people use Twitter, and so I don't think it's gonna fail, really. I think, I think a lot of these social media sites are gonna kind of stay around. Like, MySpace was the last one, and Snapchat currently. What's Snapchat at? That one's the last one that really kind of failed. Um, it was substantially higher, wasn't it? Let me see. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that much higher, but Snapchat started to kind of go downhill.
Hey, who knows? Maybe that might be a long investment.
Right, but I mean, it was more like a public perception thing. Like, I've never used Snapchat, so I don't really know much
Yeah, it
about it.
just has to do with revenues, really. Until the day they can start beating their revenues, then they'll start really making money.
Right, for sure.
Each time they have trouble with their revenue, their guidance gets a little better because Facebook owns them and they're kind of doing really good with advertisement, trying to really add some more and change up the platform. As I'm sure most people that use Snapseed, they change the platform
Right.
sometimes monthly or weekly even. But they're battling. So
Yeah.
let's focus. We got 5 minutes for the bell.
All right.
Let's start getting these orders ready. Start figuring out what is going to be the top stock. First 5-10 minutes, we're just going to be looking around to find that movement.
I might have to mute you, Mitch.
Go for it. No stress.
Sorry, guys. I muted Mitch just because the guy cutting his grass was really loud, and so I think he finally stopped. I think Mitch went outside to talk to him, but yeah, that was just too loud, so I went ahead and muted it. I think it's done now, though. Hopefully it's finished. Covenant, I'm sorry, I didn't get back to you. Covenant, I'm gonna message you my phone number, and just text me, Covenant. I'll message you my phone number. Sorry about that. I know I keep saying I'll get back to you.
All right, all right. I'm back. I told this. Good thing I speak Spanish. I told the guy, no more, please.
No más, por favor.
No mas, please.
All right, guys, we got 2.5 minutes. All right, testing. Can you? I think y'all should be able to hear me now. Yeah, y'all can hear me. I can see it. All right, guys. So, watching DFBG here, see if a possible, reversal on the way down here to break under 450. Watching GBR as well. IQ, RGSE. This is just a few that I'm keeping an eye on. Some of these other ones I can't trade. David, I'm from Louisiana. I moved to Texas a long time, like not that long ago, 10 years or so ago. I'm originally from Louisiana. I live in Texas, southeast Texas.
Yeah, I'm over here in lovely Disney World, man. Orlando, Florida.
Nice. Yeah, I've been meaning to bring my kids there. Still haven't yet. My son's just still a little too young. He's just gonna drive us crazy if we bring him to Disney World. So haven't made that trip yet.
Hey, soon, soon, man. I'll
Yeah,
be
for
waiting
sure.
for you, man.
All right, brother. Mitch is a little low. Yeah, I think I turned him down. I forgot to turn him back
That
up.
that was me. No, no, no. Don't move it. That was me. I changed my mic volume when
Okay.
yeah. There you go. That should be better there.
Yeah.
That's probably where my mic was.
Yeah, I think it's better as well. All right, guys. So yeah, we got. Let's see. We got a minute left until the open. Watching GBR, DFBG, RGSC, IQ, MU a little bit. See what that one does. TOPS, BBOX, BILI, GEMP. You know, we'll see if any of these can make some moves here. Waiting for more, not necessarily an aftermarket move. You can see DFBG starting to spike up. It's at 495 now, so technically it's gapping up. I'm still looking for a wash. You know, GBR looking for a wash under 450. DFBG kind of the same thing. They're both right around that 450 area, so I'm looking for a wash under 450 for both. Hey, nice, Theglet. I'm right around Houston, brother. I'm just north of Houston.
DFBG looks like it's gonna go up to try to test that resistance.
Yeah. NYC says Mr. Drama, aka Bud, would have a blast at Disney. Yeah, he would have fun, but he would drive us crazy. And so we're gonna probably wait another year before we go, just because, you know, my daughter would love it. She's 9, but my son would. It would be chaos. All right, here's the bell, guys. There's the open. What's up, James? Good morning, brother. What's up, man? Yeah, happy Friday, James. Happy Friday, brother. All right, so you see IQ starting to drop here. DFBG popping up 2.5, getting rejected though. It's at 489 now. BBOX falling down. It's at 154, 153. Yeah, I've been paper trading a lot using Thinkorswim's on-demand feature, and I found out that my odds and these VWAP projections are substantially better if I wait for 5 minutes to pass after the open. If I try to get in too early, like if I try to jump in whenever it's like just now opening and there's just, you know, it's not really formed a high and low yet, then it's much worse. But if I wait 5 minutes, it seems to do much better.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, you gotta wait for it to form that kind of bearish sentiment first. That bearish trend is what I think. You
I
know.
always look for the support to break. Support to break with a big volume.
All right, so BILI pushing up here. It's up to 1270. IQ pushing up as well. Maybe a red to green move here, pushing up over the VWAP. RGSE running some as well. It's up to 69 cents after a big green candle. NVIV, guys. NVIV starting to push. Getting some volume. Not tradable, unfortunately, for me, but NVIV starting to push. All right, here goes DFBG starting to fall here. We'll see if we can get under this 450 level. BIIB, if you like these really expensive stocks. Looks decent. GALT. GALT. GALT, I mean, I don't think I can trade this one, but it looks like a possible, if it bounces up to that VWAP, possible VWAP projection. Gonna watch it. All right, so DFBG sitting right above that 450 level, watching it. GBR broke underneath the VWAP here. Watching for that VWAP fade. GERN, Mitch. Check out GERN.
GERN.
Yeah, GERN starting to run.
Daily resistance at 394.
Yeah, I just got to be careful today because the volume's just really low.
I see the volume low. I definitely seen that.
And so I just got to be kind of careful, wait for, really good setups before I jump into anything.
Yeah, full patterns. Don't want to go ahead and just jump on something on price action today.
Right. I'm watching DFBG though. If it bounces up to that 480 level, I'll consider shorting it with the risk of 5.
It's interesting there.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Spread's a little rough, which means the volume's not that great, but looks somewhat interesting. RGSE looks good for a short as well, but I don't short stocks under $1. So we'll see if DFBG continues to fall some and then bounces. Look to get in with a target of 450 if it bounces to 480. BBOX testing the high of pre-market right now. BBOX. It's at 185. Just broke the high of pre-market, which was at 175. So big move here. Here's a bounce on DFBG. I may start adding kind of a small position.
I order at 74. Let me see if I get filled.
All right, so I'm just going to slowly start kind of adding into DBFG if it starts to bounce more. I have 30 shares at this point. I'm going to look to add around 477. Add another 40 shares or so. All right, there's the bounce. All right, so I added another 30 shares. My full position 60 shares now with DFBG.
Kind of upset there. No fill for me there at 74, even though it went up through that.
I probably should have used a little bit larger sizing. That's the biggest thing I'm bummed out about. I mean, I scaled.
You did good. You did good. Scale it. Just scale it. Just stay focused on it. Remember, it's not about. It's more about the cents win. If you trade it right, you can hold it.
Yeah, I got an entry of 468, which I don't think is necessarily bad entry. The spread was bad, so when it bounced up to 480, I kind of got a little bit better position size in it. We'll see.
Just don't let it hold above that VWAP. You know the rules.
Right.
Just stick to your trade. All right, I'm seeing ABIL guys break out through that 850. It had to break out through that 850, so let's see if it holds those 850s, and then it could make a run past going up to 922s and then above there. So that's what I'm going to look to see if it holds those 850s here, see if buyers step in here. I think there's a hidden seller up there, guys, because the way it's just long wicking and then just traveling right back down there. I would wait to see if it's going to hold those 850s first.
On ABIL?
Yeah, ABIL. The 1 minute candles from 838 to almost 885. So that's a big range there. So just wait. The spread's about 20 cents. DFBG is going back up to VWAP. If that was my position, I'm out right there. I just don't. I keep it tight. You have your 480 stop?
Yeah, that's what I'm watching. Watching the spread really closely here. See if it gets rejected again is what I really want to see. If not, I can get out for a small loss.
Without a doubt. That's why we take a small position in the beginning. There you go. That's a good rejection for you. Now just make sure that it holds below that 77.
There's goes down to 69.
Good rejection.
Back up to 74 though. Spread's getting a little rough. I took a small sizing. My plan was to scale into it, so I'm okay at this point in the trade. I appreciate the sub, Ahmad. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. Really nice example of a VWAP rejection on RGSE, and my mentality has been I really don't like shorting stocks under $1, but look at RGSE. It pushed under the VWAP, bounced up to 65, and got rejected pretty nicely there. That's really what I look for with those type of setups. Don't like shorting stocks that cheap, unfortunately, but didn't look too bad. And at this point, my position's small in DBFG, so I'm comfortable in it. If it pushes up, I can get out for small loss.
Hey guys, I started a short there on HUA. If it goes above, what's the high right now?
There goes ABIL washing under the VWAP. So I didn't mean to interrupt you, brother. Look at ABIL breaking underneath the VWAP at this point. I appreciate the sub, Tyrone. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. All right, so DBFG breaking down to 462 here. Looking for it to drop down to the 450s at this point. Not looking too bad. Want to see it drop down to the 450s, though. Crack underneath there. It should have a lot of support. And so giving it that time. Ooh, whoa. I want to make sure it's not just scaring me out of the trade here, but man, it just bounced all the way to 450 very, very quick. Now the spread is 20 cents. See even come back down, but man, my hand's on the cover position.
Yep, my hand is also, man. There's 84 by 85. Yeah, we don't really like that. I recommend get out.
All right, I'm out for a $9 loss, but man, that thing came out of nowhere.
Don't worry, I had left an order out there and it filled me there at 74 on that last bounce there. So I was in the same position you were. Anything above that 77, and I was gonna get out.
Yeah, that's market makers right there, to be honest.
Yeah, without a doubt.
They are.
The spread. Look at the spread. They're adding to the spread. They already spreaded it out a little bit, and it's pretty much in between the range.
Right. Yeah, man, they did, that was super intentional. Like, they were trying to stop people out. And watch, I bet you it probably will continue to fall here.
I got stopped out of a small position in HUYA. I got there short just a tiny bit early. I think I should have waited to the 340s, but I got short there on the resistance there at 322. And I took a little bit of a hit, lost there $9 there. Was just looking for more of a resistance breakdown. If it would have been at that point, would have been able to get like about $2 there.
Right. Yeah, the biggest thing with DBFG is the volume wasn't there as well. Like, the volume is a little low. But the volume on everything is kind of low today, and so I just got to be patient here. $9 loss is pretty small, so I'm not stressing it. I still think it'll probably reverse and head back down. I think they were probably just doing exactly what they did, which was stopping me out. You're stopping traders who set their stops above the VWAP. RGSE is in a bullish trend right now as well. Let's see if we can break those lows. But the volume is pretty terrible right now in the market. Just very, very kind of choppy in everything I'm seeing right now. What's up, guys? We're up to 193 viewers. Let's see if we can get to 200 today, guys. Let's get to 200. 195. We need two more, guys. 198. Let's break 200. 199. We need one more. Let's break 200. 197. Let's get there. That'll be a record if I can get over 200. All right, so kind of watching ABIL, see if it holds underneath the VWAP.
I'm thinking about PED. Not really that convinced. It's just too low volume for me. It's interesting there, 204, 203 area, but the risk isn't too much. It's off 210, but I just don't see the volume that I normally
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, I see it right there as well. Tiny said, why not hold a little longer to ride the wave with the market makers? Just because the volume, like if you look down here at the volume completely dried up. And so when the volume's like this, number one, the pattern I'm looking for isn't going to have that momentum to really go in my direction. I still think it'll probably head down. But with the volume as low as it is now, like for instance, we've had 5,000 shares traded in the last, whew, 5 minutes. And so with volume that low, the stock can go either way. It can start to shoot up and break the high of the day really quickly. The spread's going to be bad. It's just too risky. I still think it'll go down, but it's just too risky for me at that point. Just because any position, decent sized position anybody takes can just make the stock go up or down, in any direction. And so the pattern's basically gone once the volume dries up like that. The volume's there. Like the volume is what ultimately makes that momentum to go in the direction I'm looking for. And if the volume's not there, like it is now, the volume's completely just dead on the stock. It's just inherently risky. It's just really, really risky. I just don't want to risk it.
And sometimes what happens there is I don't think sometimes it's always a market maker. It could actually be someone getting in short bigger. You see at 941, there's a share size that went through there at 3,500 shares. So if someone's shorting there at 3,500 shares and they're slapping it on there, sometimes you're going to get that bounce just because the share is filling. And they shake us out, but they're in there with a bigger position higher than we were.
Right. Yeah.
I got 474 and you had 60s.
468.
Yeah, there you go. That's an easy explanation. Sometimes you get beat by a bigger trader.
Right. And that's okay. I mean, and it's down from where it was anyway. Look at GERN. This one looks really interesting as well, especially if it bounces up to test the VWAP here. I might consider it. If it bounces up to that 374 level on GERN, I may take a small starter position on this one as well. But yeah, it's just too choppy to put it in, lame in the easiest way. Tiny is it's just too choppy. The volume's just gone.
Whoa, yo, huge stock. But just to bring it up, guys, there's a stock that's $354 and it's gone up today $55.
Man,
that is ridiculous. BIIB.
All right, I just took a small position in GERN with 100 shares. It has a very small range. And so I'm just getting in on this bounce to the VWAP. If it breaks over this 376, 377 level, I can get out for a pretty small loss. So I'm looking for it to come back down here, hold underneath the VWAP. But my position's small enough and the range is small enough on the stock to where I don't mind taking that position. Just kind of a tester bet, if that makes sense. Seeing if it'll come back down. Starting to drop now. It's down to 371. So looking for it to break the low of the day and obviously continue dropping here.
I'm kind of looking for a fade here on ABIL. I'm putting on an order there at 850, really small size. Would like to see it bounce a little bit back to that VWAP. Hold below the 72.
Appreciate the subs, Stan. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. But yeah, if you think about why technical analysis works, right? Technical analysis works because other people think it works. And so you want to find the setups and patterns that everybody else is watching. And so if the stock doesn't have any volume, those patterns aren't going to have the momentum to go in your direction. So it's all a self-fulfilling prophecy. The only reason technical analysis works is because other people think it works. You know what I mean? And so that's what ultimately gives it the momentum to go in the direction you're looking for.
That game theory.
I appreciate the sub, Jamal. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. We couldn't quite get over 200. I'm kind of bummed out about it.
Hey,
Oh, we did
It's
get over
coming down.
200. We did get over 200. I'm looking at it. We got up to 204. That's a record, guys.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Growing.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it, man. Up to over 200 today, guys. So cool to see. All right, I don't mind holding GERN a little bit longer. It has such a small range, and I have such a small position in it at this point. I don't mind kind of letting it work a little bit. If it breaks 377, I'll probably get out of it. But at this point, I'm just looking for a low of the day break and, a fall back down.
It's just one of those days.
Yeah, for sure, man. The momentum's not here right now. I probably shouldn't even be in this trade, to be honest with you, but the momentum's just not here. These are the days that really kind of dwindle down my account, and so these are the days I have to work on having a little bit more patience and just not forcing anything just because the momentum's just not here. ABIL, maybe, the volume's just pretty low on that one as well. But I'm watching it
Yeah.
for that low at the day crack under 790.
I tried to get in there when the spread was 860 by 820. I put out an order at 850. Never got filled there, guys.
I mean, the ones that do have the momentum, like if you look at them, there are some that have momentum right now, like BBOX looks good. A&W has some momentum.
Dries is for some reason up there, so let me check it out a little bit.
It's a shipping stock, so it's probably on sympathy.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt. It's moving at least. DFBG breaking down below that VWAP now. What I would like to see, if it bounces up above that VWAP but doesn't break those 480s, then starts coming back down below the VWAP, I'll go ahead and I'll take another chance.
On which one? Sorry.
DFBG. So
All right.
we got to push up. I think there's some shorties up there at 480. So I want to see them get pressured a little bit. So this bounces, let it go back up there to that 478 area, 480. Not let it break above that last high, which is 484. Then come back down below the VWAP. That's when I'll look to short.
Right. Yeah, it kind of hurts to see it down here, but I mean, at the same time, I'm not upset with myself for getting out. I think that's when I should have gotten out, whenever that volume was so low like that.
Hey, our rule is VWAP, right? That's what we're gonna
Right.
stick to.
For sure.
We're trying to do VWAP fades, not trying to do VWAP rejections, because that's essentially what this is. It's just more of a VWAP test with a rejection of it not breaking yesterday's close price.
Right.
That's why one of the key things I like to do is really look at it more. Also, it's a bear flag. You got in that down move.
Right.
You can start drawing a trend line, and you start like kind of building it up. Seeing the pattern. It has to stay within a pattern. If it's without a pattern, then we can't trade that.
Right, for sure. Have I won anything? No, not yet, Rugby. This week's been low volume because I think it was the American holiday, the 4th of July. And so it's just been kind of low volume. I probably shouldn't be trading anything right now, to be honest, just because the volume's just not here in this market. The last 2 weeks prior to this have been really good weeks for me trading, but this week, not so much. Hopefully I'll do better next week. Hopefully there'll be some more volume. I just think a lot of traders are still on vacation for the holidays and stuff like that, and so the momentum's just not quite here in the market. And the ones I can trade today, like BBOX, or the ones I can't trade today, like BBOX and ANW, I can't trade those, but they actually have a decent amount of momentum, and BBOX might be a VWAP fade right here as well. I'm going to go ahead and check some of these, see if they, possibly added some BBOX. No. And ANW. No. Sometimes TradeNet will go ahead and add some of these stocks. Yeah, for sure, Covenant. I agree, brother. My biggest percentage win is like 100% or 110% on it was on ROKU on IPO day. If you look at the daily chart, I'll show you the trade I got into. So on IPO day, I got in ROKU right around, I don't know if it was on IPO day, but I got in ROKU right around IPO, and I wrote it up from 18. Yeah, it was right around here. I wrote it up from 18 to 20 or to 40 something. So I wrote it up from 18 to like 40 or 30 something or 40 something. So it was like 100% gain, and I only had like 30 shares or so, but I made, a decent amount with it. I made like, I don't remember how much, but I made a really nice gain. It was like 100% gain. Biggest gain I ever had. I appreciate the sub. Chinyanta. Welcome. Appreciate it. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Did my best. Appreciate the subs, guys. What's up, winning player? What's up, brother? AMD is going crazy. Man, AMD is looking strong here. I mean, it's a really high float stock that has a small range, but it's moving up nicely here. It's getting right around the high of the day here at this point, too. High of the day is right under 16.
Also moving today, guys, is XBIO.
Oh, is it? I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I just found it.
It's not moving too much. The volume, not to disagree with you, but the volume's just low, really low.
Volume's low. The range is about you got 60 cents there on that last drive up there.
Yeah.
What I mainly see is the daily chart.
Yeah.
What I mainly see there.
The range is good, but the spread is 14 cents. So rough spread.
I'd wait for it to break 5, and then you can make a run.
Yeah, I want to see it break a high or low of the day. It'll probably get some volume in there. MVP.
Thinking about dries, guys, but I haven't taken a long in a little bit while there. It looks like it rejected there. It would have been the rip right there.
MVP. Which one? Patrick. MVP's not showing. All right, so there's the drop I was kind of looking for with GERN. I'm in such a small position. I'm just looking for it to break these lows, get down to 360. Got a little bit of time here. We'll see. I don't mind holding this one longer. All right, there's kind of a bounce up to the VWAP on DFBG.
Yeah, I'm waiting for above it. Remember the plan. Let it test the highs again, not break it. And then when it comes to fail that VWAP, we're going to go hard.
All right, so GERN came down to that 370 level. We'll see if it can continue to break. I'm just being very careful in this market.
The XBIO explosion. It's up there to 5. Now just wait to see the volume fall in there. You want to see higher volume on this explosion. You're starting to see it on the 1 minute compared to that last run.
Man, we called that one on the nose, brother.
Yeah, I expected it to come to that 5. It's just a daily. It's more of a daily approach. So longer term traders are seeing the daily break of 460, and then it held that 460 on the daily. So now it's the next high is up there to 455 or 555. That's what I mean. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Yeah, the spread was kind of gnarly. It's getting better though. It's only a 2-cent spread, 4-cent spread.
Yeah, what you want to see is the big buyers. So don't stress about anything that's 100, 200s, 25. Look for something that's 1,000 or higher. We need to see some retail traders stepping into this.
NVIV is what you're talking about, Patrick. I'm trying to see what. Here, let me just type it in. N-E-U-R-O. Neuro. Pharmaceuticals. All right, there goes XBIO breaking those highs. Yeah, I still can't see which ticker you're talking about, Patrick. I see wait. There's lots of neuros. I don't see which one you mean, though, brother. All right, so there goes XBIO breaking over 5. It's up to 520 now, 517.
Yeah, pullback's going to be the 480s here, guys. If you wanted to go ahead and long, that's where I would look. Pullback by the 9 EMA is at 485. Don't want to. It can bounce out here off of $5, so that's what you want to see it hold.
Am I trading with 25K? I'm trading with TradeNet, which is kind of like a prop firm. So I'm trading with 14K. But there's no PDT rule because it's CFD trading. So look at DFBG, Mitch. It's back up to that area.
That's exactly what I'm paying attention to right now. There it goes, dude. It's testing the highs there. We did it. It actually broke the high for a second there. So that's when you want to just see what's going in there. See 74s when got short there at 1,700 shares, 1,500 shares, 74, 73. So now we want to see it hold below yesterday's close price, was 486. Let's see if it starts rejecting.
AMD ended up pushing up over 16.
Here comes that pullback on XBIO, guys. Be careful with XBIO. The spreads are going to be a little wicked.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you do get in that, make sure that you're going smaller size and adding towards the push. Getting those pullback, adding, and then getting out on those pushes. Today's not a day I would suggest to get into a trade where you're going to hold it all day. This is definitely more of a environment where you want to take your profits.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so this is kind of what I wanted to see on FBIG. It went up there, tested that resistance there, and it just kind of stopped. So now what we're really going to do is we're going to draw a trend line from the bottom and try to draw it up and see when it can break this trend line to come back down.
You mean DFBG?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no PDT rule on TradeNet. I don't know if it's the best site to avoid the PDT rule. I mean, best is subjective. I like it the best. It's probably my favorite broker that lets me avoid the PDT rule, but it does have its flaws. Like the problem today is that a lot of these big running stocks, like I was really interested in BBOX and A&W, a lot of these stocks are not tradable. And so that's the biggest flaw, is that sometimes, especially if the stock kind of comes out of nowhere with low volume and starts to run kind of out of nowhere, a lot of times those aren't tradable on TradeNet. And so that's the biggest thing you really want to consider with it. Is it the best? I mean, it's all, like I said, it's all subjective. I like it probably the best out of the other brokers I've used. And I mean, I've used UStockTrade, SureTrader, lots of other brokers. And it's probably my favorite one thus far, just because the commissions are extremely cheap. Commissions are only $3 for a round trip if you're using 200 shares or less. And so just really cheap commissions. That's my favorite thing about it. But, it all just depends on, what kind of broker you're looking for.
Dog over here having nightmares. Don't have nightmares, buddy. I'm going to win today, buddy. Don't have nightmares.
How did you learn strategies about the stock market? Is it personal experience, or did you take classes, read books, etc.? A little bit of everything. I mean, I've been trading now for, actively been trading for about a year. Been trading altogether for about 2 years now. And I mean, I've done a little bit of everything. I never really took a course. It's just kind of experience for the most part. And I'm still a new trader, especially in trading terms. Like, only been trading for a year regularly. I'm still a pretty new trader, so I'm not trying to act like an expert or anything like that. But I think experience is kind of the best tool to learn. But yeah, I mean, I've read books. I really like Jack Schwager's Market Wizards, probably my favorite trading book. There's a lot of good free information on YouTube itself, and so there's a lot of ways for traders to learn, Yeah, I kind of agree with that, to be honest, James. I kind of agree with that the PDT rule is actually beneficial. Like, if you know kind of my story as a trader, when I first got started, I traded on SureTrader, and I lost thousands of dollars within a few months. You know what I mean? When I started trading back again, I actually started trading on Thinkorswim, and the PDT rule actually helped me. I was actually pretty profitable on Thinkorswim. And so I think the PDT rule can be beneficial as much as it kind of sucks, for traders to, not be able to trade as much as you want. I think it teaches you to have discipline and be very selective with your trades. And so for that reason, I like the PDT rule, in some aspects. I think, I'm kind of torn, to be honest. Like in some ways, I think they should let traders trade as much as they want regardless. And in some ways, I think it's beneficial. So, All right, so here's GERN breaking under that low. That's essentially what I was looking for. I want to see it get down to 350. But if it has any significant move down, I might just take a small profit on it. Just broke the low of the day.
There's some sizing getting into XBIO, so now it's starting to actually be in play, I think. It's something to watch.
Yeah, I'm not touching it just because it's just a bad combination of low volume and huge swings,
Yeah, and not really a pattern that you just like to see immediately when you open the chart.
Right.
That's one of the key things, If you're not seeing something that you see an edge immediately, don't even try.
Right, for sure. Yeah, it could make a big swing up or it can make a big swing down 30 cents in less than a minute.
Watching DFBG here, seeing if it's going to hold this 480s. Above that, it actually will start looking to probably break that pre-market high of $5. So this is like the spot where it's like here, now, never.
Right. All right, Tiny, have a good day. See you on Monday. Have a good weekend.
Later, Tiny. Take it easy.
But yeah, the biggest thing, I got a few things I need to work on as a trader. Obviously, one of the biggest things is when the market's this slow and kind of just lacks volume like this, I need to just probably stay out of it. That's the biggest kind of downfall to my trading is when because I stream every day, a lot of times I get in positions that I shouldn't when the volume's low, and when the volume's low, I need to just kind of chill and just not force anything.
Yep. That's one of the things I've been noticing more and more, guys. We just have to really stick to what works for us. And, if we're not seeing the variables that we need and we're just seeing pattern, that's not enough either. It needs to be a complete trading plan, not just trading off of price action, guys.
All right, so there's a nice little drop on GERN down to 366. We'll see if we can swing down some more. I mean, at this point, I'm pretty comfortable in it. I can get out for a break even if it starts to head up. So, yeah, XBIO is the one I'm talking about. I'm not even saying it's volatile. I mean, it's volatile, of course, but it's scary just because the volume's really low. And so, especially at this point, the volume is extremely low. And so this thing could swing up really big, swing down really big. And for that reason, I'm not messing with it. I appreciate the sub, Mina. Welcome, brother. Appreciate it, man. All right, so I'm looking for this area right here to hold as resistance at 368 or 369, really 370. We'll see if that area can hold. All right, James, have a good one, brother. Have a good weekend, man. I'll see you on Monday, man.
All right, guys, taking a little tiny starter here on DFBG. Gonna hold. If it goes anything above this 480 on the ask and it starts tapping up there to that 85, I'll just get out. But I just wanted to have a starter there. And it looks like I got in at the right spot there.
Yeah, there's a nice drop.
Now, what I'm going to be looking for now is actually looking for an ad here in the 470s after it breaks this. Don't want to just, try to jump in it too fast. So one of these things, when you see those really fast moves, what it is, it's usually a big short getting in there. It's 470s, 1,300, 467, 1,800 shares. So instead of rushing with everyone slamming on the bid, wait for it to come back up. Wait for the bid to come back up, and then you can add into your winning position. somewhere in the 70s is where I would like to add.
Yeah, it's looking good for you. The spread's got a little bit better. It's at 470 now. So it's looking good for you, brother.
Yep, I'm just looking for a pop up now to 72 or 73 here, and I'll have an ad.
The volume kind of came in on XBIO. It's looking a lot better than it was. Um, Spread's a lot better. And so watching XBIO here as well, broke the high of the day. It's at 640 now.
Yeah, I'm glad I was able to get you guys to that stock early. At least you guys can watch it and make your own decisions there.
Yeah, volume picked up in XBIO. You can see the volume was basically dead down here at 9,000, 10,000 shares a minute, but now it's picked up to almost 100,000.
Exactly. That's what you want to see, guys. The retail traders started coming in. I actually changed my order form to only show me 1,000 shares or more, and you can see it in there. It just started piling in there at 515. Then it came down to 495. Then people started adding there in that 5 range, 2,000, 1,000 shares, and they were just trying to take a chance there off of 480. What you get is these little runs here. These have been 40-cent pops. If you actually measure the base is 40 cents of the flag. And then
Right.
it flags again, and it bases 40 cents from $5 to 540. That's how you measure out, guys, the move or your expected move.
Yeah, what it's been doing thus far is like it'll have a volume spike, flag a little bit. The volume will come down while it forms kind of the tail end of the flag. The volume will pick up, break the high of the day, start flagging again, consolidating to the right, and then another volume spike and a flag, at least if the pattern continues.
All right, guys. So what I'm seeing here on BFBG is that the spread opened up a little bit for me, and the ask is now 477 by 470. So I'm not going to add here because the ask is above my entrance price. I only add into winning positions.
Yeah, let's see if the spread can tighten up a little bit. Yeah, look at that gap. You see the gap?
Oh, I see it.
Look at the 1 minute gap, man. Yeah, that's how you know the volume's low. So just be careful, brother.
Yeah, without a doubt. That's why the share size is small, guys. That's why we take little starters. One of the key things I've noticed a lot in the last week or two is that when I don't take the starter position and then I see that stock just rip through that point that I wanted, I think it's more detrimental to my trading than me just taking the small share size and taking a loss.
Right, because
Because
then when you jump in, you jump in with larger sizing when you should just use a small sizing.
exactly, you end up chasing it later, and that's not what we want to do. Okay, above 480s here, I'm going to go ahead and get out. We did get a hard rejection last time we were at this same point, so that's what I'm looking for again. Above 480s, we'll just have to get out and take the small loss. And this is going to be second loss of the day, so we're just going to go ahead and just call it a day.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, me too. I mean, if GER ends up coming back down or going back up to the VWAP area, I'm just going to exit and probably be done. The volume's just really low today, guys, and so you really don't want to try to get into I mean, at least in my opinion, my style of trading, I really don't want to jump into a bunch of positions today. Just because there's just not that much that I really like. BILI looks somewhat interesting right now. BILI, it just broke underneath the VWAP, and if it holds that area of resistance under 1290, it may be a good short, but keeping an eye on it still. Appreciate it, Digital. Yeah, man, I like having Mitch on the stream, brother. It's good to have kind of two different perspectives and kind of two different people talking about what we're looking at. So I'll try to have Mitch on here whenever he can, Yeah, go check out Mitch's channel also, guys. I'll go ahead and post his link. Let me see. Give me a second.
All right, below 470s, if it starts getting below 470s, I'll look for that ad. Guys, it rejected those 480s there.
Yeah, this is Mitch Channels, guys. So if y'all want to check out Mitch's channel, I just posted the link in here.
Yeah, definitely, guys. What I'm going to be doing more often is probably just running reviews of my trades. And especially, I like to run reviews on stats to really show you guys that in the end, stats is really where you want to find out is how your trade is really going.
All right, so GERN starting to get back up here. If it breaks this 372, 373 level, I'm probably just going to get out of the trade. It might get rejected at the VWAP. I just don't want to hold it that long. Like I said, today's a really low volume day in the market, probably because it's a holiday week. And a lot of traders are still probably on vacation at the beach drinking, beer like I should be. So, volume's just really low. I just don't want to force anything else. Just kind of sketchy day in the market. Not a lot really happening here. All right, NYC, have a good weekend. I'll see you on Monday, hopefully.
All right, guys. BFBG is looking a little better. We'd just like to see it crack these 470s, get down to that 460, and then we'll look for a bounce back up to the VWAP 470 for an ad.
I got to bring it up, bro. Every time you say it, you say a different name. You said DFEG, and then you said BGI, and then you said, and now you said BFDG.
Put it this way, you know what I'm talking about.
I know, man. I'm just messing with you, brother.
No, sometimes these stocks have some horrible names.
Right.
I think this DFBG, you might as well just selected any alphabet and just
right. Just randomly hit the keyboard,
Yeah, just call it ABC.
All right, look at XBIO. XBIO picking up some volume, starting to spike here.
Volume 550, guys. If you look at the daily, what we're doing is we broke that 550 on the daily. It's just daily rips, guys. You see the daily, the high, and then when it gets to that, it has to at least give a little more momentum. If it breaks it, it has to at least go a little bit above it.
All right. My bad, bro.
No, I think there's what it is also is that shorters are probably trapped at that VWAP around that 485. So then now you're really starting to see the momentum come. If it gets above 6, there's a next resistance at 646. You see the curl on the action on the daily, and this stock's definitely going to be in play for tomorrow or Monday.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see how it closes. Maybe a swing trade, but I don't know. We'll see. All right, but if GERN gets up to 373, I'm out. So my hand's over the cover position. And so if it gets up to 373, I'm just going to jump out of it. It may get rejected at the VWAP area, but at this point in the trade, it's just a little too risky. Start to get squeezed up here. Let's see if it gets rejected at the VWAP area. But even if it does, it's still going to be a long time before it gets back down under this low. Nice, NYC. Nice, Missouri. Congrats, brother. Awesome trade, bro. Awesome trade. 520 gain, bro. That's awesome gain, dude. Congrats, brother.
There you go, guys. I'm glad I was able to get you guys at least seeing it early. All right, guys. The pressure's definitely getting on me on that DFBG trade.
Yeah, there you go. You got it.
All right, guys. Anything above this in the 79, 80s, I'm just going to go ahead and get out. It's definitely curling on me.
Yeah, the volume's just
completely dead.
Terrible, yeah.
Go, guys.
480. Yeah.
Take the small loss, guys. Get out. The push is coming.
There it goes. There's the pop.
Now, this is one of the kind of things I've been kind of thinking about. There's certain people that like to go reverse trade here, and when your trade doesn't work, go against what you were thinking, completely against, and take it the long over through yesterday's close price or the break of the pattern. It's one of the things I'm going to start taking stats on. What would happen if when we lose our position, if we took the opposite trade? So I'm going to start taking some stats on that, and I'll give it a month, and then I'll start making more of a consensus decision on there. See if there's a thesis that we can go off of there.
Yeah, I never do that. Just the reason I don't do that is because when I first started trading, I used to do that. Like if it starts to reverse or go against me, I get into the opposing side. And what would always inevitably happen is that I would get in on the opposing side, and then right when I get in, it would start going in the original direction I was looking for, and I would have 2 losses instead of 1. And so for that reason,
no worse than that.
yeah, for sure, that'll drive you crazy in the market. So for that reason, I never do that. I'm not saying it won't work, but just I can't talk. That would drive me too crazy to see the stock go down in the original direction I was looking for, and it would just give me 2 losses instead of 1, if that makes sense. So for that reason, I just don't do it. This is kind of the crucial level with GERN as well. I mean, it got up to the VWAP, got rejected. It needs to hold under this 269 level.
One that I'm interested in right now that I just saw, I would probably be really interested is GALT, but it's not tradable.
Yeah.
GALT. GALT. Just not tradable.
Yeah, for a short VWAP rejection setup.
Yeah. I actually
looks good.
I've created an alert kind of thing, a watch on Thinkorswim for down on VWAP. And what I do is I put it on Bollinger Band where something's outside of one standard deviation and down on the VWAP, it shows me. And that's how I found this one. I'm trying to work out this, alert to eventually help us out
with the VWAP fade.
We really want to look at.
Yeah, let me know. Send me that, man. I would love an alert that tells me that,
Definitely, yeah. That's one of the cool things at Thinkorswim, guys. The coding that you can do for the alerts is just as good as it is for trade ideas. The real key is that it's just a lot harder to use. You have to learn the language,
Right, for sure. Look at IQ. I like IQ for a possible rejection here at the VWAP and $30. We'll see though.
Yeah, that would have been a good spot there for GALT. All the way down there, it's 714 now.
Yeah, looks good. Looks weak.
Yeah, definitely. One that I got coming on that scanner is also DPW.
DPW.
Stock that gets shorted.
Yeah, I remember this one.
Too cheap.
Crypto stock.
Yeah.
I remember this one. This one went crazy last year. GBR, ABIL, DFBG not shortable on SureTrader. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, those are surprisingly all shortable on TradeNet. But, I mean, at the same time, A and W isn't. What's the other one? BBOX today wasn't. And so, they both have some stocks that you can't trade. Watching XBIO here. See if it breaks under 550.
I gotta say, I kind of don't miss SureTrader.
I mean, I like the DOS platform. The DOS platform, maybe it's just the platform I learned on.
DOS is probably one of the best.
Right, for sure.
I mean, when you think about the amount of money that's put into it and the amount of brokers that use it, it definitely probably is one of the best.
For sure. That's the biggest thing I miss about SureTrader. But the problem with SureTrader is all the fees, man. Like the fees, the platform's $150 a month if you want level 2 and stuff like that. Commissions aren't what I would say cheap, and that's the biggest problem with SureTrader. The fills are pretty good on SureTrader, but
I think for me, really what killed me was the active restrictions during the middle of the day.
Right.
There's nothing worse than I hit a stock like 2 or 3 times, and I have it on video and everything, where I hit the stock to buy 1,000 shares. I even got my order in the order form here. And then out of nowhere, you see it taken off the order form. Then when I went to go put the trade back on, it would only let me get a cash position of 200 shares.
That's tough, man. I believe it, though.
And then it goes up 50, 60 cents from that point. And then, and when you have $1,000 account, $1,200 account, that's what you really need. You need a trade starter. You need an account starter if you're really going to hang around with the big boys. And, there's nothing worse than after that, you get that kind of that FOMO because, you should have gotten a trade. You should have had $500. So then you go and you trade it a little bit later and you just lose big. And then it just completely ruins your confidence as a trader, especially when the confidence was there for the original move, the original take. You even hit the button, just not getting filled. Yeah. So that's when I know that a broker is working against me and not working with me.
For sure. Yeah, if they see something that has too much potential to make money, they might restrict it. But most brokers do that. Like I know U Stock Trade probably does that as well. And so
Yeah.
it's all about finding one that doesn't do that, you know.
Or works to what you like. Like TradeNet usually blocks us, but it's gonna block us in the beginning of the day. It's not gonna go and then do it in the middle of 9:55. All of a sudden you look down and then a stock's not tradable.
Right. So if it's tradable, it's tradable. You're not going to get stuck, unable to get into it. RGSE is falling down hard. Yeah, this is a good example of the VWAP fade here. I mean, I don't touch stocks short under $1. And so I wouldn't take this trade, but you can see it popped up at the open, tested the VWAP, got rejected hard, and steady fell the rest of the day. This is kind of a good example of what I look for with the VWAP fade. Unfortunately, this one's just too cheap for me to short it. I just don't short stocks under $1. The potential for profit and the potential to get squeezed on the way up is just too high, and that's why I don't do it. But looks okay. GALT, I mean, is popping up to the VWAP now, Mitch.
Yeah, it's just not tradable. So I'm not even paying attention to it.
Oh, GALT isn't. Oh, that's tough. I forgot about it.
Yeah, I would have took the trade back then, but A&W back above yesterday's high, guys.
A&W is?
Yep. So it will be watchable for sure on Monday.
Yeah, I bet you it probably will be tradable on Monday. Usually they do a pretty good job of adding these type of stocks. Yeah, it's still not tradable, but they'll probably add it, I'm guessing. Usually it takes at least 2 days of high volume for them to add it, and today's would be the second day it has high volume, so I'll look for them to hopefully add it for Monday. CGI, I'm watching CGI for sure. I'm watching CGI for a VWAP rejection and a VWAP fade. Or GCI, sorry.
GCI, it looks to me, what's the news on this? Is this a merger or?
I don't know. I think it just touched 780 on low volume. Let me see. I'll look it up. GCI.
Yeah, it looks to me like a merger or some rumor kind of like that. Just the movement.
Yeah, it's down on light volume. They're not seeing any news to justify the big down drop. From what Thinkorswim says, it says the 780 pre-market indicator is likely a trader trying to dominate the tape in early trade. So, I guess, it's just one trader, low volume for GCI.
Yeah. I really wouldn't recommend just taking a short on that unless you have a stop in place for any squeeze.
For sure.
If you do get in there short, I would definitely really, really be careful if this thing gets back above that 1032.
Right. But yeah, the volume's kind of down, guys. I'm still holding my small position in GERN. I'm going to go ahead and set a stop at around 372, 373. And just let myself get stopped out and just let it sit just because it's not moving that much right now. It still could be on a downtrend. I don't know how much it's going to, though. And to be honest, I'm a little bit skeptical of it, but I'm just going to let it sit as of this point and probably close the stream down here. And so, yeah, I got my stop set at 373. But yeah, guys, that's it for the stream. Volume's really low. I hope everyone has a good weekend, and I'll be back Monday. The volume should be back a little bit on Monday since the holiday's over at this point. If you haven't already, I day trade live on stream every weekday morning at 8:45 a.m. market time, and I stream until about 10:15 or 10:30 market time. So make sure you hit the subscribe button if you want to see that every weekday. Also, if you want to help support this channel and show your support, click the like button right now in this video. I really appreciate the support. I appreciate Mitch joining us here today and kind of walking us through what he sees in the market as well. And hopefully he'll be back on Monday as well. But yeah, appreciate everybody watching today. First day I ever got over 200 views on the stream. And so, Mitch, you going to be streaming today, bro?
Yeah, no, I don't think I'm going to be streaming. I think I'm going to get off with you. One of the key things is I have 2 losses already, and I'm starting to try to stick more to the rules and over trading. I'm noticing too much going to commission and stuff for just completely senseless trades where it's not really our trading strategy. We're really trying to nail this down VWAP strategy, and if there's no stocks that are in play for it, I'm just going to go ahead and get off, guys. I'm going to wait for that day that I really get that VWAP strategy, and I'm gonna go hard, and you guys are gonna see a nice win as long as I stay disciplined.
Sorry, Adelie, I gotta do it. Ahmad, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, brother. He says you have a robot. Yeah, I got my Nightbot. He's my homie over there. You know, he's giving y'all messages. Yeah, for sure. But no, that's Nightbot. He's programmed to just say messages every few minutes. So it's Nightbot. But yeah, guys, I'll see you guys later. Have a good weekend. Hopefully this GERN trade ends up working out. I'm just got to stop set. Just gonna let it work. Kind of step away for a second. Yeah, for sure, Mr. Charts. I 100% agree. And that's what I was saying earlier is one of the biggest things I do wrong is even on low volume days, I still get into positions. And today's one of those days where the volume is just not there, guys. Volume's been really good for summer trading the past few weeks, but today it just wasn't there. And so that's something I need to work on. But yeah, guys, good luck for the rest of the day. And everybody have a good weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday. Appreciate all the watches. Today we had over 200 viewers, so that was really cool to see. But yeah, guys, good luck for the rest of the day. I'll see you all later.